Save the Singles platform. As you all know, my name is Prophetess Happiness Michael Ibube. You know my beauty in your life. My beauty in your life is to help you have a successful marriage, a peaceful marriage, and be happy in your marriage. So today we have a very interesting topic that we want to talk about. Every time I have the people saying you don't need a third party in your marriage, they keep saying so. And a lot of people are running with that statement. I may be coming in a different angle today because my duty is to make your marriage work. For those singles that are not yet married, you might have already have it in the back of your mind, perhaps in the front of your mind, because back may be too far. That when you get into marriage, you don't want a third party. You don't need your mother-in-law. You don't need anybody, your friends. You're going to abandon everybody. Then you fly. Well, into this topic is titled that every marriage needs a Mary. Every marriage needs Mary. So there have to be a Mary in your marriage. I'm sure you're going to be wondering. Now, the reason you need this Mary in your marriage is because in every marriage, there will always be a time that your wine will finish. There is always a finishing wine in the marriage. And when this wine finish, who will call Jesus? Who will invite Jesus? Who will go and tell Jesus that the wine is finished? The Bible said in the wedding in Galilee, that wine finish in Canaan. When wine finished in Canaan, the Bible said Mary went to tell Jesus. It said the wine is finished. And Jesus said to Mary, my hour has not come. And the Bible said Mary persuaded Jesus to make sure that he did something in that marriage, because the marriage would have died. The marriage would have gone, people would have gone back home scattered and all that. And the Bible led us to understand that Jesus stand up and asked the people to fill water in all the jar. Now Mary went back to them, to the people, and said to them, whatever I ask you to do, do it. So every marriage needs Mary. You need Mary in your marriage. And in every marriage, Mary is different. Whereas I'm talking to you now, some people, Mary may be their pastor. Another marriage, their Mary may be their elder sister. Maybe the husband, elder sister, or the wife, elder sister. Another person, the marriage may be the mother-in-law. Maybe the woman's mother-in-law or the husband, mother-in-law. But every marriage needs a Mary inside. Mary represents who stand to fix up your marriage. So somebody must stand there to fix up your marriage, because there will be a day that your I'm sorry will not be able to fix things. There will be a day that your sweet voice will not be able to put things in order. There will be a day that whatever you do, your best dressing, your cooking, your statement, your sweet talk will not be able to fix things in order in your home. At that point, you have to know that your wine is finished. At that moment, you have to understand that your wine is finished. So this moment is a moment that you have to call your Mary to come and be in between the marriage and talk to both of you so that peace can be still. So when people say you don't need a third party, you need a third party, but you got to make sure it's Mary, not anyhow person you need. Without this person, marriage will be very difficult when the wine is over. Now, the time for wine to finish does not give anybody a lot. It can come at any time. It could be in your first year, it could be in 6 months in your marriage, it could be 1 week, it could be 3 years later. So you got to maintain this Mary at all time. Make sure the Mary is there and make sure he's a good one. So as a single person, when you get married, don't don't quarrel with everybody you see, because you don't know who is your Mary. If you are in the marriage, make sure you use your Google map, use your signal, trace the Mary that is in charge of this marriage, who the Lord kept for you, the person that the Lord has appointed as Mary in this marriage. You must trust the person and let the person be part of your marriage, because there will always be a day that this marriage, the wine will finish, and you need Mary to talk to Jesus. Now, this Mary must be someone that your spouse respected, because that's the only person that can talk to your spouse and your spouse listens to. I have a Mary in my marriage, and that Mary is my sister-in-law. Anytime it seems like rain has gathered and is about to drop, he comes in like Elijah and says, let there be no rain for 3.5 years. And there won't be rain, because he is our Mary in her marriage. He stands to make sure that he's the pillar. He will look at my husband and say, no, you can't do this. And he will look at me and say, no, you can't do this. So anytime he gathered about to rain, we know that this is our Mary. Anytime the wine finish. Now this wine I'm talking about in the marriage right now may not be a physical wine that we had in the time of Mary, of Jesus. It may be respect. Respect could finish. So this Mary need to come in and say, have you discovered that you lost it? You have lost respect in this marriage. You need to gather up yourself, put yourself together, bring back the respect you had for your spouse, for your husband, bring back the respect for your wife, bring back the respect. Sometimes it could be love. There are times you stayed in marriage, suddenly you discover that the love is gone. You don't have the feelings again. And with that reasons, marriage could be aching. Then things may not be going out well. This Mary will come in and tell you. Sometimes he reminds you of things you have forgotten. Then he can talk to the husband maybe and said, but remember that you used to do this for your wife. You escorted her to do hair. You take her to evening to sit out. What changed? Then he could turn around to the wife and said, come on now. When I know you, every little time you offended your husband, you used to go to your knees and said, I'm sorry. Why do you change? Bring back those I'm sorry, because that was what was keeping your home. Bring back those I'm sorry, because that was how your home was running. So that Mary will be able to return back that I'm sorry that was finished, that dried off. She will be able to bring it back. And the duty of that Mary is to make sure he filled back the wine. And the Bible led us to understand that the wine that comes this time was sweeter, better. So by the time she finished talking and putting things in order, you will discover that your marriage becomes sweeter, jack backs again, become lovely, becomes good again. So every man, every marriage needs a Mary. You need Mary, you need someone to stand as Mary for you. Every marriage needs someone to be in that place. And it has to be someone which your spouse respects. So don't go into marriage and say, we want to be left alone. You're going to be left alone, then one day you will die alone inside the marriage. If you just want to go there and say, I want to be left alone, we don't need anybody, then you close the door against. I could remember one day in my marriage, on the very early stage when I got into marriage, I just said, let me see. I just picked up a phone and told my sister-in-law, oh, my husband hits me. For crying out loud. They called him within a second. Before I know, the one that was in Abuja was already at home. I was not even at home, I was in the church. I heard they almost slapped him. But actually, he didn't even touch me. I just wanted to know. You understand? And the people were fighting for me. The one that was in Port Harcourt called, the one that everybody were fighting for me. My sisters-in-laws are my Mary in the marriage. And all of them, they put us together, they were talking, blah, blah, blah. And some of them will say, they talk sense. But meanwhile, remember, he didn't do anything. I just wanted to discover the Mary I have. When I called my family, my uncle, because I was trying to trace the Mary. When I called my uncle said, okay, you're going to go and fix up things. You know, we are the men of God. We don't like this. The way he talked, I know he was not the one. Then I called my sister. My sister said, who is he? then I knew that was not the one. So I was able to trust the Mary. That's why when you are going into marriage, don't fight with everybody because you don't know who God has positioned for you as your Mary. My family member were not my Mary. They would have spoiled things for me. But my sisters-in-law were my Mary. They were the Mary in my marriage. I really want you to always stress. If you're in marriage already, please stress your Mary. If you're about to go in as a single, please stress your Mary. And that is why I tell you that you can make your marriage work. Through all the teaching I'm giving to you, you can make your marriage or you can have a happy home. If you're already inside, you'd never discover your Mary. Maybe you have fought with your Mary. Please go back and make peace with him or her. Your Mary may be a female, it may be a male. It may be your brother-in-law, it may be your sister-in-law, it may even be your neighbor. Oh, come on now. Yes, it may be your neighbor. It may be your husband friend. It may be your wife friend. Trust that particular person because it is very important. It is someone you need in your marriage by all means. And now, when you have this person, please make sure it is when case becomes so difficult. The Bible said the wine finish. Don't do it when the wine is still full. Bring this person in when the wine finish. That's when the case is big. It's not going to be every little thing you rush down. Every little thing you rush down. The Bible said that Mary comes in when the wine finish. So I'm not advising you to make sure that every little thing you go in there. I'm telling you when the wine finish, meaning when the big trouble comes, make sure you bring forth your Mary and so that your Mary can be able to fix things together. The duty of your Mary in the marriage is to fix things together and to put things, the marriage back on the position where it's supposed to be and to make sure that the marriage continue and be successful in peace with happiness. So make sure you have Mary in your marriage. It is important. It is necessary. They have helped me. I'm not talking out of experience. I'm talking because I have the experience. They have helped me a lot. They fought for me. They make my marriage stable, especially at the very first beginning of marriage. It's not always easy. That thing people call honeymoon, it's not honeymoon, it's an experience mood. That's what it is. So at that moment, they helped me a lot until my marriage became very stable and have a structures. Now, I still appreciate them in everything they do for me because they're always there for me. Trust yours when you get married. Trust it if you are in marriage. Because this program is to save the singles and to preserve the marriage. And I want to advise you, if you are listening to these messages or the program I'm running, if you are a wife listening to it, always introduce your husband to it so that both of you can walk in the same page, so that both of you can understand, because the teaching is for both of you. It will help all of you to be in the same position, have the same understanding, and then your marriage can be successful. Thank you so very much. I believe that these little tips of mine will be able to make a difference in your life and make your marriage work and make your home successful. My passion is for you to be happy in your marriage. Thank you for being with me today, and God bless you. See you in another section of my teaching. Welcome once again to this classroom, and God bless you.